Hello and welcome to this channel where I talk about trading in the crypto market. I am going to show you guys how I enter these trades, what I look for before entering the trades, and most importantly, some of the rules that I never break. Back to today's video. So today we're going to just be doing a classic daily TA and BTC and where I see price moving. And based on this, I'm not going to lie, I am going to be telling everyone to stay out of any form of scalp trading in these upcoming days. And to be completely honest with you, I have been doing that as well. I know I have not uploaded in quite some time, but I had a major emergency in this past few days. A loved one got sick, but putting that on the side. So looking at this right now, right? If we take a look at BTC, this move here, this here, is a major sign that we have to stay out of trades because it just doesn't make any sense in any way possible in the way price is moving. I don't see a possibility of institutions making mad money from that. I mean, they are, but of course I think that currently retail traders are fighting back a lot with this, and we'll check the fear and greed index in a bit. I just reloaded the site. So if we take a look again, wow. Okay, this is just wow. So there is a lot of greed in this market right now, which is not good at all. Yeah, so retail traders are fighting back. So from here we can see that, okay, I think we start off by marking out some supply and demand zones in my opinion. So based on this, you can see a supply zone there, which is slightly tapped here, but I would not consider it. Yeah, definitely I would not consider that one right there. And then maybe we can do something where price is gonna downfall. So it comes down. We need to be looking at maybe this zone right here. This is too big. These are two zones to look for. So of course this one here would be the supply zone right here, and another one would be the demand zone right there. So you guys would know. And then, so from here, I think it's best we start off with box method. But I mean, this would be a crazy BOS, but let's just do it anyways. So we can start from here. So from there, wait, if we have to go nearer a little bit. Yeah, so if we just mark out this zone here, and we wait for price, and come back in here to tap. Oh, see, this is the perfect representation of why I love the box method. So let me just mark this out. This here's the box method, okay, right here. So now price moved out. Well, of course, this right here. Personally, I have a lot of course, emotions are hard to manage when we are trading. It's one of the biggest struggles a trader can go through. Therefore, personally, this might have been a trade where I'm going to be very safe in, and I would have not put my stop loss anywhere near the exit point of that. I would put it right at the 50%, right there, 50%. And then I would 1.5 ratio this right there. So price broke out, price came in, tested, boom, came out. It's perfect, like what a representation, right? And then, so from there, this becomes one whole demand zone, but I do not like it at all. Which is why we are just going to do another top of the box. This is too big, I'm not going to be doing any of that. This is going to be our next zone right here. So price broke out, price came back in and sold out. So we're going to be doing right here. Now this one we can do the full thing to a 1.5, somewhere there. So another rule, by the way, I don't know if you guys notice, I just don't stress on it too much because it's not that big of a deal, but let's say I've been waiting for a trade and it's been over a day. That doesn't mean I stop. When it goes over a day, what I do is I lower my stop loss just because I want to mitigate it. Like I want to lessen down the risk. I want to snipe my trades a lot more. But of course, those kind of trades do get stopped out earlier. But if they do, I end up entering back at the 50%, somewhere here maybe, with a stop loss in the top. Then I run it back down. But the second time I do it, I go lower left. And then let's say it's just BOS, I straight up enter and high left, high port. But of course, that type of trade is very, very rare. Maybe like 1 in like 6 to 7 trades such happens all the way to the end. So yeah, after that price came out, this is going to be the next zone right here. I think we can definitely look into this. So price came out, broke in here and came out. But this is one wick, which nobody would have caught, right? I mean, you might have gotten the entry, but this is not, like a lot of times it will just be like a big move and you won't actually get in the trade. It might have been like I don't know what some people call it, but maybe a glitch, maybe a bug, or whatever you want to call it, but that would not be considered as an entry. Entry is definitely going to be right over here. So now based on this, what do we know, right? Now that price has entered here. This has been way over a day, so I'm definitely going to be putting my stop losses are somewhere around the 50% right there. I am not in this trade, by the way. I am not. I'm showing you guys where I see price moving. So based on this, price is definitely at a selling point at the moment. From here, we are going to be 1.5. This is going to be my exit point, 26902. Right there, slightly high left, of course. Maybe get out with a 10 to 15, 20% profit margin right there. And then, yeah, so depending on that, now, of course, this is going to be way too big of a movement. But right now, we need to wait for this trade to finish. Only then can we see further on where we see price moving. But of course, within the next few hours or maybe the next day, I definitely see price on a selling movement, like where it's going to be going down for sure. So moving on to Ethereum, definitely a similar price structure, but arguably different just because of how big the gap is. Just as big, right? But the movement in terms of buy and sell is significantly different. All right, so we can just start with maybe from up here, and then of course, yeah, there's no price movement, but it did break down and came up here. Exactly. So right after that, we can definitely see that if price broke down and came back up, this is the selling point. So from here, we will definitely see that price when it broke down and then it came back in. And then right after that, we will... Oh, but if we see that price broke out here, that's not a good sign. So that means this would have been... It would not have been a break of structure, but it would have definitely been one of those scarier entry point for trades. And then this right here would be, of course, this is not more than a day, so I definitely would have put my SL all the way in the top. Okay, so from here, now that price broke out and came back in, boom, it shot all the way down. So this is what I call a beautiful representation of how price is going to be moving with the box method. So from here, price broke all the way down and then came back in. So another price, this is going to be the next box, right? And by the way, just so you know, this got filled 1.5%, 1.5 risk to reward definitely, so we can delete that now. Now this is going to be our next box. Now the problem with this box, it broke out and broke me. So this is another break of structure, which I do not like a single bit. So what's going to happen here is just going to grab this to the top, right there. This is now going to be our next entry point. So now price broke down here, came back into test here. So what we do is this is going to be our entry point right here when price came back in here. Of course, price is going to go there, and then 1.5 would be somewhere. This is a selling point. Risk to reward 1.5 is going to be wait. Oh wait, this is a buy prone. This is why I pressed the wrong one. Apologies. That's why I was looking a little bit weird in my opinion. Sorry for that. As for now, that's going to be our entry point. If I put price up here, 1.5. See, I would not have gotten the 1.5 here. I would not. 1.5 would still be all the way down here. But notice how I'm not stopped out yet if I had to read this trade, but I probably would have if I hit this point, I would probably have exited at break even right here. Because I do not like staying in trades for more than say 3 days, because it's just way too long in my opinion. But that was specifically not 3 days, but you get the point. So from that point movement, price is still basically in the same box. It has not really done any major movement in terms of the 1.5, but if we take a look at here to here, not good, staying out of that. So we can do this as our next box, but that's going to be another BOS, so we'll just do this one instead here. So price broke out, came back in somewhere here and took off. And then next, this is going to be our next box. So when price broke out, came back in. Yeah, so this is going to be our next box right here. Yeah, so from here, price broke out, came back in, and yeah, so this is going to be our, after that one, this is going to be the next one. Price broke out, came back in, and broke out again. So this is the next, this one right here. So price movement, let's see. We definitely need to mark out some of the demand and supply zones here, which has been tested already and it bounced back. That's going to be the supply. And demand, wait, if we scroll back a bit, this is guys actually this right here. I know I've marked this out before, but this is the best demand zone right here, because price is held in this area for so long, but when price broke out, invalid. So the next one I will definitely be looking is maybe right under this wick right here. So this will be the supply zone. Then of course this right here will be the demand zone, right? And so based on that, so now we can see, of course, if price goes up here, we'll expect it to come down. And then of course if price comes down first, and then we'll expect to go back up here. Now that's two multiple trades, but by the way, I feel like a lot of people might get confused when I do this markout, that price will not do that. It cannot trade, maybe it'll go up here for it, then it'll come down here and trade like that, right? It'll go down. Or instead of the opposite way around, if price will come down here, trade like that, and or it comes down here and finally trades up and then goes up here. So the whole point of what I was trying to make is that price never moves in a specific way, but you can always like sharpen, or you can sort of have a prediction of where it will end up in, but the specific structure of movement nobody will ever understand. So I hope you guys understood what I said and took in some of any learning points that you did, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.